All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the SBL. We are here for Game 2 of the night. Table for 4 going up against Dive the Fountain. I'm AJ0, joined here with Reigning Rakan, Hook Resets. Gal, are you ready for some bad League of Legends?
I am always excited for some bad League of Legends. I had the glory of rewatching that last match last week, and oh boy, I can't wait for this one.
I am excited as well. We've got two teams with a combined 1 win between them. Someone somewhere will have to pick up a second one here. And I really have no clue who it's going to be. We've got Table for 4 coming in here their second week with Gabe O'Neill in their full-time roster. So we'll see if they've maybe put together a bit more of a plan. I know draft was a little bit screwy with people finding out they were playing roles at the last minute last week. So maybe they'll be in a slightly better place this week.
It does make me a little bit curious. How much do people prepare, like, a little sheet beforehand? I know my team does, but like if people just wing it, I don't know how many teams would, but if you don't, teams definitely, that's something you should be doing every game if you're wanting to take this seriously.
Yeah, and it kind of shows that the teams that don't prepare tends to lose a few more games than they win. But bans kind of all over the place here, which has kind of been the case with these two teams. They haven't super drawn any specific bans like some of the other teams in the league here. So we've got Table for 4 going with their first pick here.
Those are actually 3 mid lane bans, with Aurelia being kind of the odd one out because she can be flexed mid. But I'm pretty sure all those are at
this gen. Flexed everywhere.
Yasuo. Freg's like, I almost carried hard enough last time. I can do it again, I swear.
Yeah, that's some trust from his team, I guess, if that ends up going into the top lane, which maybe it's a mid lane flex, we'll find out eventually. But Freg, what did he start? 10-1 last week? 10-2, something in that neighborhood before doing everything in his power to throw that lead away and watch his team lose the game. So he was halfway there. He had the hard part out of the way. You would think second time is the charm, but he might not get that lead again.
Yeah, and against Poppy instead of Sion, Poppy is a little bit easier just to hit the CC. You can't really like dodge around like Sion Q. But I definitely expect Freg to have the advantage over Poppy anyway, over Coffee. And ooh, Pyke, this champion.
Right. Poppy and Pyke coming out for Dive the Fountain. I've heard a lot of mixed things about Pyke.
I also have a lot of mixed feelings about Pyke. I love the champion in certain ways. He's very a support without being a support, in that he'll help your team get gold anyway, so it's fine if he takes kills. But at the same time, you can't play him like a generic support. You have to play him like an assassin, so it kind of just removes the role, which really hinders team comps. So
well,
it's kind of weird.
Patch 8.12 is all about there being no more team comps, so we'll see what Dive the Fountain can do with that pick. As I'm not ruling out anything at this point. And then we've got Table for 4 taking Morgana and Darius. So that's making me think that we might see Yasuo in the mid lane, Darius up top.
Or even Yasuo ADC has been experimented with sometimes, but I can't rule it out just because.
No, you can't.
It's crazy. And Vladimir, who could also go ADC.
Yeah, this sucks to cast. This fucking garbage meta. Riot, fix your game. I want to know where people are taking these champs when they pick them. Yeah. I can't be prepared for this.
I do really like the Morgana pick, just to try to help Yasuo not get CC down. That's mainly his biggest problem. But in reality, it's hard to say who Yasuo even wants to go on in these fights. Just Vladimir, Poppy, Pyke right now. They could just pick another AP mid laner if they wanted, and since not Table 4, it is Table 4, correct? Left side, blue side is Table 4. Yeah, since they don't have a true tank, full AP isn't that bad, or double AP mages. right now.
We'll see where they go with it. Surprise Dive the Fountain actually taking away Wukong.
from SBL Bad Boy.
Why would you take that away from him?
He definitely didn't do well last time. The matchup wasn't great. Support Wukong, not a champion. I think I saw one play where they won a fight because of him. Other than that, he didn't do anything.
Well, fortunately for him, he won't have the option this week as we see a bunch of junglers taken out with the second rotation of bans. And then East Coast carry hovering this Graves. No, not taking the Graves. Taking Xin Zhao.
Ooh, that's a pretty solo QE pick, if I've seen one.
These are some pretty solo QE teams, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, you're definitely not wrong. The Yasuo Darius, and it's probably going to be Ignite Yasuo. I remember watching and just hearing you rant about the enemy team not using teleports.
Yeah, that's and that might still be worth ranting about.
Lux.
Not taking a teleport is bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad. You lose the game by default after about the 25-minute mark. So unless you have snowballed so far in advance to have already won the game outright, you're just throwing whatever you did away. And I think that's kind of Freg's style. So we're going to see what he can do in this last week here as Table for 4 committing to no AD carry. Lux and Udyr are going to be their last two picks here. I have no clue what's going where.
Alright, my bet, Lux mid lane. I think they actually all picked their champions. Disenchanted, or Freg ADC, Disenchanted top, Gabe mid, Udyr. What a champion. Oh, and Matt's signature Vigar.
Ooh, we've been waiting a long time to see this.
It will be that double mage I was talking about. Making it just a little bit harder for Yasuo to dash around with a box around him. Yeah, and since they didn't switch their roles really, we still won't know, besides them having triple ignite, where they're going.
Yeah, that triple ignite is ugh.
That's
how I feel about that.
On the other side, there's Vladimir probably going bot lane with teleport. Something we've seen a little bit more. Ugh.
Yeah, we'll see if Dive the Fountain has prepped after maybe watching Tibble for 4's VOD from last week. You know, attempt to split push at some point. You've got two teleports. You really have a pretty wide open playbook with how you want to do it, as long as you don't just int in your laning phases. But with some of these players, we can't rule out inting in the laning phase.
Yeah, definitely very possible. I'm looking towards... Wait, oh, I just realized Freg actually didn't take Yasuo.
Nope, Freg swapped over to the Darius. We got Yasuo going mid, and it's maybe Lux Morgana bot lane.
That actually sounds horrid. I would hate going against that, because if you get hit by one of their Qs, you're gonna hit by the other, take half your health. Ugh. Pike shouldn't do anything in this lane.
Yeah, from what I understand to Pike, that sounds like it's going to be hell.
Yeah. Definitely are in sore need of ganks, but it's not exactly easy to gank a Morgana either. They're just gonna want to farm that one.
Yeah, I am open to seeing anything tactically inside of this game. That's how I feel about this current patch, and especially with two comps like this.
A lot of question marks. Maybe the Yasuo from last week really made them think maybe we should just play whatever we feel like and then see how it goes. I think about it, SBL Bad Boy is going to be back on support after last week's Wukong performance.
Yeah, but at least he's picking a real support this time.
It's not Wukong support.
It sounds like knew he was going to be playing support sooner than after he had locked his champion in.
Mm-hmm.
That's progress.
That's definitely better. In terms of team comps, really, you can see this going one of two ways, because right now it's very snowbally. The meta is supposed to be very snowbally, but we're not in a professional league of gamers. We're with a bunch of players who don't know how to split the map, actually use teleports. So this could go, I'd either see it around 25 minutes or 56 minutes. That's my guess.
Yeah, I from having watched these teams a few weeks in a row, I don't trust these teams to close out if they do get leads. Which it feels like every team in the league pretty much is either able to get the leads and then not close out efficiently, or gets the leads but doesn't know what to do with them. Other than maybe Enemy Gate is Down, who have looked pretty consistent. It feels like every other team in the league has fallen into one of those two camps. And these are both teams that I could see getting a lead and then just clowning around until the game goes even again.
Yeah, a lot of times it's just that you need that one voice who will tell you, okay, this is the next thing we need you to do. We should be prepping for Baron, prep for top tower, that's the next objective. Like, inner mid, I don't know. Just someone with direction, and teams in the SPL tend to lack it. There aren't that many shot callers, I would say. Or people would just say, okay, we're all grouping this and we're gonna keep team fighting them over and over and over again. That's what I've seen from the SPL. I think specifically table for 4 are the we're just gonna run at them, and maybe we'll get a 5-man Yasuo ulti. Maybe we'll die again, but they won't get anything because they haven't set their waves, so it's okay.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm done roasting. I'm done roasting.
Are you ready for this? Are you mentally prepared to cast this game of League of Legends with me?
I don't know, but
right,
we'll see as time goes on.
I'm trusting you, Cal. I need you to bring all of the color cast to this game because this takes everything I ever knew about League of Legends, whatever little bit of game knowledge I had left, it just throws it out the window. And I'm scared.
It's Vlad ADC. It's gross. Talking about like late game, Yasuo is really good late game, but Veigar infinitely scales. Vladimir's really good late. Lux is decent, but you can buy QSSs. Questionable. Ooh. Level 1.
Welcome to Summoner's
You see both of these teams heading towards the river. And it looks like Table for 4 wants to walk in. They are walking over a ward, so I've found just kind of backing off, and now Table for 4 backing on out.
Resident Sleeper. They're just...
Or maybe just looking for a cheeky Morgana binding, didn't find it.
Yeah.
That was that. Because if they landed a Morgana binding somewhere that turns into a Lux Snare, it's a kill. So I don't blame
Look
them
at
for
top side.
taking... Ooh, we could have some friends fighting Kaiser here. He's not going to know until the last second. And now Frank takes the pull. Mr. Coffee has shown up, but they're putting damage on a Kaiser. Minions have spawned, so this is going to fuck up laning phases. Kaiser is flashing out, and he might have to recall here at level 1 as the jungler.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough health to really tank anything. They might be able to help him with blue buff, but he'll have to smite it early, which is really bad for a jungle start.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Gabe O'Neal and SPL Bad Boy are already in the lane down bot, so they are going to get the pushing advantage down here, while presumably Coast Carry and Ryzak are going to go for a longer leash here. So we'll see what Gabe and Dan are able to snowball down bot for their team.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Coffee gets the top lane very early, so we'll see what he is able to do with that advantage.
Yeah. I expect Coffee just to want to be pretty far back in this lane. You don't want to fight a Darius ever, especially as Coffee. She has actually received some buffs recently where her ulti, you can actually still hit people while she's ulting instead of making them invulnerable.
Ooh.
Just a nice quality of life thing.
Yeah. I like that. As somebody who's played a bit of Poppy in my time.
Yeah.
So Coffee does hit the level 2 first. He's doesn't really pressure with that advantage as Adonis is here in the top lane. They're maybe looking for Friday at level 2, and there it is. Now here comes the Udyr, but he's just getting knocked away from that Darius. Takes a turret shot, takes some damage from the Poppy, and that's going to slow down Zach's jumble a bit now.
Yeah. They would have had to set up with Freg going in first, probably. Which he should have been in range too, but...
Yeah, but he would have had to walk into a pretty big creep wave there. It all stemmed from level 1, so... speaking of the creep wave, Frank going to take a bunch of creep damage here. These ranged casters still hitting on the young Darius. And there's the nice ranged auto from Mr. Coffee. Mr. Coffee is winning this lane as of now, but it doesn't matter because he is not getting any of his CS.
Yeah. Coffee has had struggles in the past where he should have a winning matchup or just like the winning push, but he doesn't. He's not aggressive, which is just playstyle in his own right. But if he knew, like, if he would have had E, he might have been able to force Freg's flash. Freg was really low walking into that creep wave.
A lot of people don't realize what a lane bully Poppy is, especially early on. Poppy could be quite oppressive and does have kill pressure at the early levels. As now SBL Bad Boy maybe being engaged on. No, just kidding. He's a Morgana. As awkward bot lane trades. As
you see all the skips. Oh no!
Oh no! Welcome to the bad plays of the week, Zach. This is why people roast you.
Udyr should have a really healthy clear. I guess he did do that one bad top lane gank, but still, he just wasn't paying attention, I guess. Oof.
Awkward. Speaking of awkward, we got more top lane trades. Finally starting to go in favor of Freg here because he's the one with the creep wave now. As Coffee's got to be careful here, as he really wants to mop up all of these creeps. But Freg is flash forward, tosses the ignite.
He's dead.
Blows his flash, but he was already dead. But Freg! What are you doing, you moron?
That's just what you expect at this point. Almost.
Yeah, it really is. This is bad League of Legends.
Oh, it's still, you know, he got first blood, so he still gets a little bit more gold, but Poppy gets to teleport back, and if...
Yeah, the big thing is Coffee gets there in time to mop up that creep wave, gets some free farm without being pressured, gets the EXP, but maybe don't have a chance to really comment on this. As Kaiser showing up in his bot lane, looking for Cable O'Neal. Does he get the knock? The heal comes out, and it is just barely. No, it is not enough. The ignite finishes off, or the dot from Xin Zhao.
Oh, that's loud.
That was really loud. Holy fuck.
Pike's W actually the loudest in this game right now.
Ugh.
I think it's a bug.
This sounds like a bug, because this should not have been that loud.
Oh man. That was good good capitalization of the fact that Gabe and SBL Bad Boy have just been pushing, and they must not have had good enough warding, because Morgana should be able to just spell shield Gabe there and get out, but didn't work out.
Alright, so now that maybe the game is slowing down for a moment here. Maybe not, because we do see the junglers about to meet. No, we do not. The junglers do not meet anywhere. But we have a chance to break down where some of these lanes are at. Bot lane, Gabe O'Neal should be able to mop up a good chunk of this wave, so it won't be down as far as it looks, but he is still pretty decisively down in his lane.
He also went tier first, which I do not know Lux builds, but that's definitely going to make him really weak early on. Normally you just see maybe a Ludens, because the whole Moramolicon getting changed.
Alright, now we see Kaiser push forward, but he is a long way from home, and he just gets popped there. Kill goes over to the distant chance, it's Yasuo.
This is not what you want to see.
Yeah, we've kind of seen this now almost every week, it feels like. Kaiser has a few plays where he just goes deep without much of a game sense, and it really costs him. But now up in this top lane, Coffee could be engaging on a pretty dangerous trade here if Greg wants to chase forward. He gets the pull, he's getting the bleeds,
he doesn't have flash.
Coffee is taking damage fast, he's really close to dunk, and the dunk is gonna finish him off. 2-1 on Greg.
This is really scary, because that pretty much Table for 4's win condition is almost that Darius just getting fed out of his mind.
Yeah, and Coffee is already down 1,000 gold. He's going to be down a pretty huge chunk of EXP as well here. Coffee level 6, does not have a teleport to get back to that lane. Frag is level 8. It's hard to see Coffee ever honestly getting back into this game.
Yeah, he can't walk up. He can't. He traded for so long against a Darius there, and Darius will just win the auto attract trades. I don't think he got an E off, so never gonna work.
This is bad because Poppy. Some tanks can kind of do things from behind. Poppy is not really one of them. But Kaiser coming in his bot lane, just pops into.
Oh, wait, they might.
Got some good damage. Oh man, it's gonna be the 2v3 outplay as Gabe O'Neal is fighting down the damage, but Ryzak gets the kill on SBL Bad Boy. Gabe O'Neal never finds the laser.
But sadly for Ryzak, he actually mistimed the ulti. He died before he could even get the X off. I think he just killed him with the auto right before he ulted.
Oh man, this is bad. Coffee's creeps are pushing right now.
Yeah.
Frank can basically freeze this forever.
They really need DTF's spot lane to here.
There's the snare of the ult, not a kill though, and now once again we see Freg trading aggressively. Oh, I'm just so scared. If I see Freg so much as right click on Coffee, I get so scared.
He didn't even really win that trade, as he was sitting on 8 minions. But
yeah, fortunately for Coffee, the creeps are being pushed right now, so Coffee will get the chance to get the EXP under his turrets, which he desperately needs.
Thing I would like to point out that's interesting is Poppy actually runs Airy in matchups instead of a tanky rune, which makes her much better at trading, but much weaker in just terms of tankiness. So losing early hurts even worse taking Airy.
And now here we go, Freg once again putting the damage on. He got the pull, the dunk is coming, Mr. Coffee, goodbye.
Oh no.
And Coffee just, he doesn't look like he has any clue what to do in this lane.
Yeah. It's actually really smart to bring Darius into a player like Coffee, or just passive players who just want to farm out and be able to play into team fights, because people don't really know how to play against Darius.
Yeah, but we do have this dragon fight going down. It's Creepa disenchanted for Devil for 4. The kills are already going. As we see the Yasuo picking up the dragon, he picks up a kill. As in this top lane, though, Coffee's gonna get the turret, probably gonna get Coffee as well. Sorry, Coffee's going to lose the turret. But this fight still making down the dragon as we see Diamond Pound getting taken very low all across the map here. Freg barely gets the kill onto Poppy, but across the map, this is a 1-for-3 so far in favor of Table for 4. They're going to try to push forward onto this Vladimir. Can they find it? Oh, the Lux from long range, and then the Yasuo finally makes it in there. Gets to 1-for-4, a turret and a dragon across the map for Table for 4.
Yeah. Once again, the Pyke misses his ulti, and the thing about Pyke, without an ulti, he just is actually a useless champion in team fights. It's really sad, and it's why you probably won't see me play him. Because he's so dependent on being able to reset that and just finish off low health characters that the rest of his kit is pretty lackluster. And he can get focused down, so he can't build health. Poor man can't be tanky. Oh.
Feels bad, man, indeed. But 12 minutes in here, 3,500, pretty sizable lead for this phase in the game. Most of that on Freg, obviously. He's up about 2,600 gold right now in the top lane matchup, which is a lot for 12 minutes.
He even got the first tower, so just all in all. I don't know if carrying his team is the right word, but his Yasuo is still also 3-0.
But we did see this happen last week. We saw almost the exact same start to a game when he was on the Yasuo, and he didn't know what to do with that lead. So we'll see what Freg does in this transition phase here, because remember, no teleport here for Table for 4. If this game starts to inch towards even at all, Dive the Fountain has so many more options strategically for what to do in the mid lane game.
Not even that easy for Dive Fountain to get out of fights. Once they're in it, what is it? Xin Chao can't leave fights. Poppy can knock people away, and that's kind of their saving grace. The rest of their champions don't like leaving fights. kind of a pain. And the push they had bot lane, which was their winning lane, kind of has turned into table for 4 sitting really far back and just farming with Luxie. So it's not crazy exciting here either.
Now we damage popped onto the pike, but maybe it's not gonna really stick. God, I hate that. Riot, fix your shitty buggy game. As both junglers are showing up in this bot lane. SBL Bad Boy flashing defensively here, but big Luxwell coming down. Ryzak nearly getting popped on the pike, and he is gonna go down. Gable Neal gets the kill, but on this other side of the fight, Vladimir trading with Adonis. Now they're gonna try to put some damage back forward, but both these guys are so low, and a Lux pop gets the double kill. Morgana with the third, a 1 for 3 for the table for 4 bot lane, and this lead continues to grow.
Wow. Just Ryzak kind of getting cut out. It looked like it was going to be good because they got SBL Bad Boy's flash early, but Ryzak couldn't walk out of it.
Yeah, and Mr. Coffee, I think he's dead again. Here comes the pull, there goes the dunk. Oof.
This is going to be a long game for Coffee.
I don't know, it might not be a long game. This one might be ending pretty fast.
Yeah. This is the point where you just look back at the VOD, you're like, you know, I could have done something better, but at the same time, Fed Darius. What do you do as Poppy in this situation? Hide tier 2, hide it behind inhibitor while they tank everything?
It's hard. Hide tier 2 or try to rotate and make a play on one of your solo lanes. There's really no good option here, though.
Yeah, he really needs to get out of the lane, though. Or needs to send everyone. Who's gonna deal with Darius right now? Evilite's nowhere near strong enough. 1-0 only. Just been farming along well. His team dies around him, unfortunately.
Yeah, I just don't know. This Divathon kind of needs to just force a lead somewhere else, and I just don't know where they're going to find it, as Pike gets nuked from downtown by Bad Boy and Dave.
Yeah, we're talking about this Lux Morgana combo and how scary it can be. If one of them lands the binding, they're, especially if it's Pike, Pike's probably dead. He just got Merc Shreds now, which might not even matter, but...
Here we go, the chase onto Frag, but gets out, and that will turn into bot lane tower for Gabe and Bad Boy, and that is the sweep of the outer turrets here for table for 4. They are now up about 7,000 gold, and they are forcing flashes Vladimir back under his tier 2.
Vladimir, as scary a champion as he can be from behind, nowhere near as good. Oh.
Yeah, this is a massive gold lead at 16 minutes. We have Dragon spawning in just a moment here, as it will be a Wind Dragon coming up next, so we probably won't see the teams uber prioritizing it. But maybe he's out of the fountain actually gonna make their way there. We do see all 5 bodies in the neighborhood. This looks like it'll be free.
But really, at what cost? They're gonna lose top lane tier 2. This isn't worth it.
Yeah, the Dragon looks like he wants to go in, just poking some damage out. But it looks like maybe this team just wants to delay while Darius is pushing, but they've already lost their Yasuo. They're giving up a Dragon. What else? Darius will get that tier 2. So we hit another awkward fight here.
You know.
Oh, Lux putting down some damage, but now Kaiser going in just to meet his death, but Mygar will trade with Lux while that's going on. 1v1. Adonis for double kill for him on this Udyr. He's got to be careful not to go down to Evelite, as Greg is also putting out some damage on this top lane turret.
Realistically,
that is going to be about half the damage on that turret, and can these two 2v1 Greg right now? Can they 3v1 right now? I don't know if they can.
I think, yeah.
They're going for the double.
Wait.
It's going to be close. He's getting the damage. It's so close. He gets the double kill. He's getting the health back. Don't chase the bandit.
He's too scary. That one, 3 people. I feel like Evo must have thought they could just have him. He put down all of his abilities and just started walking away. Then he realizes they're both dead. What do you do?
Yeah, and now that's going to be... Oh, Kaiser comes to the chase. I don't know if anyone can kill him. He's dead, and I'm still not sure that Kaiser can kill him.
That was really greedy by Freg, actually. He just backs on a ward. This is the pinnacle of Freg. They got 625 gold off that. Not bad, but how much will it matter when they're this far behind?
They once again nearly pop Ryzak under the turret. This is going to set up a mid lane tier 2 push here. They have the Riptail, and Shelly is coming on in. The siege is going to begin. This is a dangerous siege with a Morgana and a Lux available, as they are putting down some long range damage. A flash was forced out of Yasuo though.
Yeah. A little bit questionable, but...
Yeah, they might be contentious to poke here for a bit because they can do such. No, Vladimir actually coming down the flank here. East Coast carry positioning like he wants to fight this, but oh, a nice knockup coming from Yasuo going in, but he gets popped on his entry.
Oof. He's trying, but his team was not on the same page, and no one can really walk as. No one can go in like Yasuo can go in there. What are Lux Morgana gonna do? Not too much. What I think is interesting, even after losing a fight like this, they continue to just run into the enemy jungle and gift Matt his blue buff.
They'll take what they can get, I guess.
Yeah.
So, breaking things down here while we have a moment. Oh my god. Breg actually has double Coffee's gold right now. 4,800 on the Poppy, 9,700 on the Darius. You will very, very rarely see that at the 20-minute mark. As here we go, they're trying to get on the Frag. This is 4 members here. You would think this has to be enough to stop the Darius, but he is still kind of stuck way down. But the ult gets dodged, and Kaiser gets the kill. But it's going to be a trade. Of course it's going to be a trade.
Of course.
And it's just set his team up a chance to push in this bot lane. It's a slow push though, no AD carry. All that's going to really do is slow this game down. But actually they do almost get this mid lane turret, but no, not quite there either. So I guess stall successful for DTF for just a little longer. As now East Coast carry's flashing forward. He's trying to 1v2 here. And now the long-range damage is coming through, and he gets popped. Gabe O'Neal secures that one. That was a bad flash.
They weren't down 9,000 gold at this moment. Maybe that play works. But Gabe and Bad Boy didn't even have to flash.
Now Gabe flashing out as Ryzak is coming in here, trying to pike him up. But SPL Bad Boy gonna be able to flash fast and get out. They do take out Gabe O'Neal, though.
Something to comment about. That's actually the wrong rune to go on Pike. A lot of people think just because he's full AD, you just go Electrocute. But just for extra tankiness, you actually go, what is it called? The one where you CC and get like the little Leona shield around you.
Almost. Yeah, that one.
And it's just plain straight up better. Especially in a lane where they're just gonna sit back and poke you. But
well, there you have it, folks. Best sport in the league right here, telling you how to play Pike. Don't do it any other way.
Yeah. But not to mention, I'm not a good Pike, so I just follow what I see off of pro builds normally. Unless it's
I think there's a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people in this league that could benefit from that approach to League of Legends.
Yeah.
Just follow pro builds.
See, normally there's like 3 or 4 different builds. Go the one that's normally being played, and you should be fine. Oh gosh, I'm just looking at the items between Coffee and Freg right now. It's not good.
Yeah, and that's still like if Coffee comes into a team fight, he's still gonna get shredded because Gabe O'Neal and SPL Bad Boy are gonna be putting out a ton of magic damage, and there is nothing to defend Coffee from those two. As for Mr. Coffee. We do see a tier 2 taken here now, so now the tier 2 sweep has been completed as Avalite and Coffee gonna try to go on to Freg here, but the stun lands. Freg takes 15% of his health, maybe?
Maybe. He's gonna He has Spirit Visage, or not Spirit Visage, but he has a making, so he's also gonna have pretty good health regen. His team's just taking Dragon while he forces 4 people top lane. What are the chances he goes for this?
Oh, he's absolutely going for this. Here comes the pull. We got Frag in a 1 versus 3 right now. He is slowly taking damage, but he has dropped the Ignite. He's dropped the dunk, but it was kind of early. He's flashed forward. He gets the kill on a Kaiser, but he does not hit the pull. Meanwhile, his team is pushing his 4 in this bot lane in a 4v2, and I think Frag is about to start this engage back up in the top lane.
How do you win this? I guess that should be a question for me. What do you do with a 9-3 Darius that you send 3 people at? He just flashes and kills one of you. Whoa.
Yeah, it's there's not a lot they can do as it ultimately cost them this inhibitor in the bot lane. They are going to try to take this 4v4 now as Frag is going to try to push out of that inhibitor soul. Remember that turret is already at half health, so they need to get their ASAP. But his team is there not quite on the same page here as he is pushing as they all back out. But Frag looks like he does not give a damn. He's going to trade his life for this turret, and he's going to go down swinging. But he's not going to swing a lot as Evelite's going to get this kill. Evelite now 5-0-2 on the Vigar.
Alright. I'm a little disappointed in Ryzak's ultis right now. I can't say I would do better, but right now he's missed everyone that I've seen. And really the benefit of playing Pyke is getting that ulti and just getting an extra 300 gold for your team. Oh.
And there we go. Gabe O'Neill with the long range near pop onto Mr. Coffee. And that is the only tank for Die the Pound. He just get hit with 1 binding from Fog of War and he loses 80% of his health. That is the state of this game for DTF.
Oh. This real bad boy just casually takes half his health. He wanted a clearer vision instead of waiting a couple seconds. Oh.
Now Disenchantment maybe being caught out here as the damage is going down. Kaiser trying to finish this one off. And there we go. Evelite comes in, mops up that kill. As he is starting to get pretty big here.
I didn't even notice he's 602. Quietly getting fed.
Yeah, he's getting the kills out of all these kind of clown skirmishes that have been going on. And if there is a way into this game for DTF, that's going to be it.
Has to be. He needs to get fed ASAP. Vladimir is 1-4. The Coffee is hopeless right now. He's still building armor. I don't know if he has much choice, but
I mean, eventually he has to get some MR so that his team can team fight here.
Yeah, he needs the Spectre's Cowl probably, and then just keep building armor, but... Well, what he needs and what he can get are 2 very different things at the moment.
Yeah, this is... There are no good options here for DTF, but they are maybe pulling off the best of it right now, but not for long as Adonis... No, not going to commit to that charge forward. So we got East Coast carry with the teleport on Vladimir, content to just keep clearing away at the spot lane. And this is a point in the game where, imagine if there was a teleport on TFF. But imagine if you just hit a stun over the wall too. But no, maybe Adonis is going deep than he can afford to. Ryzak gets the kill on Union. And now table before they want to move one forward, but the Osmo is going forward himself, picks up a double kill before you can blink, and it's probably not going to be it. Gabe O'Neill with the flash forward gets the kill onto Mr. Coffee. But now Evelite! Jesus!
We end in the dark.
Stops that fight in its tracks. It's a 2-for-3 in favor, 4 table for 4, but Frag, the bad man, pushing down this mid lane. He's going towards that exposed inhibitor top, but he is split from his team. Can Vlad and Vigar get there and stop him while Disenchanted and Gabe are pushing up this mid lane?
The only thing I'm disappointed in Frag is he ended up going for an Elixir of Iron. That's totally not a Frag thing to do. Upset. You're out of sun.
There we go. Frag stuck in the danger zone, but not a lot of danger in that zone. The spawns have come through, but now the last inhibitor turret has fallen for DTF. But at least they have not lost the second inhibitor, and their first is getting pretty close to coming back.
Yeah, and Evilite still farming, still getting pretty far ahead.
Kaiser maybe a bit deep from his team here. They're going all in on Frag, but the Lux Laser are going to be completely eaten. That's no damage out of Gabe O'Neill. But Frag is still, though he misses the pull. This could be the fight. Frag is getting low before he gets the reset, but no, there is the dunk a kill onto Ryzak. And no one gonna recall here out of TFF, so they are going to try to push these exposed inhibitors. This could be the backbreaker, as there are creeps from the bot lane heading onto the Nexus. This is a lot of pressure in DTF space.
I'm just accidentally Sonya's.
Second inhibitor goes down. No contest out of DTF. They're going for this third inhibitor. I feel like they have to contest here, but they are not getting in time. Mr. Coffee charges him, but he has no one there to beat him, and the tank gets shredded. A 1-for-1 though, as Evelite once again finds one of these long-range kills. But I don't think it's going to have a red team inhibitor about to respawn here in the bot lane, so we might see the base kind of held here. Now here we go, Vladimir flashing forward, trying to put out some AoE damage. Tiger coming in as well, and this is actually looking like some decent damage. They have taken out 3 members of Table for 4. Evelite 10-0 as they've taken out Frank as well. It is just Adonis alive, only Coffee down for DTF. And maybe this is the start of the turnarounds.
Almost 2 inhibs down. Pretty hard to say this is a turnaround, but they'll at least get the gold back. Evo is still staying fed 10-0, and they might catch out Adonis.
Yeah, this could be big if they can get that smite off the board. And it looks like Coffee's teleporting in here. Adonis flashes out. Are they going to start the Baron? I feel like they have to.
Yeah, or either or get the dragon.
Yeah, it looks like they don't have the audacity to go for Baron Nashor right now.
Even though they don't have any teleports, so it most likely would have been pretty free.
Yeah, and they won't get out of their base again anytime soon. They have 2 inhibitors down, and they needed some more gusto right here. They are so far behind in this game. They needed to attempt to take more off the table before, but instead it's TFF going for this Baron, and it's probably free.
Yeah, Pike and Poppy have to sit in base clearing. Kaiser's looking for something, but no. They're not contesting. They're just gonna sit in base and hope that they win a team fight through Evilite, really. He needs to come up huge. He needs to kill Frigg and somehow live through this. He does have Flash and Cleanse Up, so Morgana or Lux Binding won't matter too much. But oof. Coffee's slowly making his way to more armor. More armor. I think so far in every single fight,
chance here as Adonis maybe goes too far deep, and once again, Evelite, you blink and you miss it, gets the pop there. Now a 5v4 situation for Dive the Fountain. This could buy them time for some respawns, but they have to play this aggressively. They can't just sit around while these 2 waves of supers crash onto their Nexus, and that is currently what they're doing. Is Gabriel now finds the damage, but it's not enough. We see a nice pop ult separating this fight. Can they get the pick on SBL Bad Boys? Frag is coming around on the flank here, but he's not able to find anything. And in a 5v4, there is no kills found for Dive the Fountain.
That was a good Poppy ult, but
but the fight, the SBL Bad Boy gets the sight from downtown. That's enough onto the no MR Mr. Coffee. The Poppy is down. This is the 3rd inhibitor taken again. And DTF, what chance they might have had here, looks like it's out the window. As now there's going to be 3 waves of supers, Baron buff up, crashing onto this Nexus. And this is the last chance. Can they find a miracle? They're taking out Gospel. Can they get onto Frank? Where is the Vigard? Can he get onto the Darius? It doesn't look like it. No, it may be a double kill for Evelite. But now it is Frank versus East Coast Carry. The Vladimir putting the damage down. Evelite playing this fight so far back, playing this so safe and smart. But both of these turrets have fallen on the Nexus, and they have to commit. They can't keep playing the safe. I don't know that there's the pop onto the Unir. They're pushing Tables for 4 back, but these creeps are coming. They have to finish the members off. The creeps are on the Nexus, and I don't think Evelite can stop them. Can he get the stun out of Gabe O'Neal? He gets the kill out of Gabe O'Neal, and the Nexus at 100 health. The ace for DTF. There is no one that can teleport Nexus, but Evelyn, 15-0, refuses to lose this game, and 2 of the inhibitors are about to respawn.
I can't. Wait.
What a game!
Alright, this is totally on the rank. Just trolling, but now
I
they're
don't think
in
it's
his
trolling. We can't keep just giving him a pass and saying that he's trolling. He's not trolling. Greg doesn't know how to play after the laning phase.
You're not wrong about that.
There's a difference. Trolling is intentional. Greg has done this every single, 2 weeks. 2 weeks now.
Yeah, right now, he really deserves to lose. For sure.
Yeah,
especially after that.
No one can handle Evelites. And now 2 of those inhibitors have respawned. They only have 1 avenue into the base. DTF, though, they need to contest one of these inhibs. They can't give up this inhib and try to contest at the Nexus, because the Nexus does not have the health to take any kind of extended siege situation. They also have to be very, very conscious of what's going on in this bot lane, but fortunately, Table for 4 is pretty slow in this entry. That bot lane inhibitor probably not a whole lot longer till it respawns.
Yeah, actually, it looks like it's pretty close. This is not terrible for them. They still are 9k gold down, but these fights are close off the
There we
back.
go, East Coast Carry, he is going forward, trying to put down some AoE damage in this fight, but he's already pulling out. Not a great engagement from Vladimir, although he is a big chunk back. Now Greg coming forward, but he's very slow to the seat. Can they get the pop? Look for the damage from Evelyn. Evelyn completely untouched in the backlash of this fight, but I don't know if it matters. His entire team goes down in the blink of an eye. And despite his best efforts, Evelyn's team has let him down. A quadra kill from Greg, and this game finally comes to an end.
What a game.
Yeah, what a
What
game.
a
indeed.
game.
But Table for 4 notches up their first win of the season here, so we will not have a 0-10 team this season, as this race for last place is gonna be heating up.
Oh, these games all have playoff convictions too. That these teams, there's a lot of losing records right now, and that win, there's now there's 2 1-3 teams, and this next game.
We could have a 3-way tie at 1-3 if Orno is able to take the win on Broke Bottom Boys, but we'll get to that in a moment. I guess we have to pick an interview here.
What do you think? I'm really struggling.
I don't feel like I want to hear from any of these people, because I know exactly what they're all going to say.
I don't.
You want to ask Gabe?
Yeah, I was thinking Gabe, actually. Let's ask Gabe.
Alright, 1 sec while we see if we can get him pulled in here. Alright, he is hopping on right now. Gabe, this is your reward for being the one person that's not going to totally troll the interview. I guess Disenchanted might not. I don't know him at all.
Yeah, I haven't talked
But,
to him.
I think he also would not totally troll the interview, but Gabe did a lot of good things in that game, I thought.
He got a lot of really nice picks for his team, and from what I see, Yasuo didn't have that much of an impact. He kind of inted three times on ultis. I wasn't impressed. The Lux Morgana lane were really painful.
User joined your channel.
Alright, there he is, Gabe O'Neill hopping in for this post-game interview. Gabe, were you guys ever afraid that you had thrown that one away?
I want to say yes, but at the same time, I trust Freg, as much as he likes to just go balls to the wall all the time. I trusted that we were ahead to the point where even if we were just kind of inting at the end, we could pull through.
I appreciate that faith, because I was very scared for you guys there towards the end, but all is well that ends well.
Did you guys pre-plan this Morgana Lux spot lane at all?
No, we don't pre-plan anything. We get in champ select, and then it's just like, what are we playing? So Freg locked in Yasuo, and then we just went from there and kind of switched around.
Okay.
Yeah, everything there's no organization whatsoever. So I'm surprised everything worked out the way it did.
Hey man, win lane, win game sometimes, and that's kind of what
Yeah,
happened to this game.
I think Freg always wins lane. What a legend.
Well, no, not when he was playing against good top laners. Actually, he was pretty hard inting the first 2 weeks against Egwen and Mad Cow, but it looks like Freg very much scales with the level of his opponents. How do you guys feel going forward with this team that looks to be based around Freg playing with the Ignite in the top lane? Do you think this is something that can be sustainable winning?
Um, I think for the most part, we're all pretty decent players at the game. So I think if we can just kind of start to synergize a bit well together, a bit better than we are together, and maybe have more of a clear shot caller than just a bunch of yelling, then I think we can pull together. Because I think in terms of individual skill, we have a pretty talented lineup. So I think once we figure out our synergy and what we like to play and what we don't like to play, we can make something work.
I don't think I have any more questions myself.
One more bigger picture question. So you've
Yeah.
only been on this team for 2 weeks, obviously. Joining here is a emergency roster edition.
Yeah.
You guys have now notched. You've had a very competitive loss, and now your first win of the season with you. So it's safe to say this team's trajectory is going up right now. And if you weren't aware, the top 5 teams will make it into the playoffs this season. So as long as you can avoid that last place, you will have the opportunity to play at least one series in the playoffs. How is the atmosphere within the team right now?
Well, we have a very mixed environment here with the team. We have someone like Zach who really wants to win and really wants to see what's best for the team, and then kind of like Freg and everyone else just kind of have this solo queue mentality. They just kind of want to play and move on. So I think everyone wants what's best for the team. It's just in their own kind of way.
All right, so we'll see if they can keep getting that best for the team here. So congratulations, Gabe, on your first win of the season, and welcome back, of course. And
Thanks,
I
Dad.
think that does it for the interview. So guys, stick around. We'll be back in just a few minutes here. Ornhub versus Broke Batty Bottom Boy Bitches. 3 of those 5. Stay tuned.